What's up, All Day family? It's Brett. It's Lofa. We're talking Seahawks football. Welcome to the All Day podcast. Producer Katie's here. Everybody's here. Pop them if you got them, everybody. The Seahawks victorious tonight, or this afternoon, I should say, against the Santa Clara 40-winers. It's been a long time. We took them down. We took all four quarters. Lofa, can you win the game in the first quarter?
No.
Can you win the game in the second quarter?
No.
Win the game in the third quarter?
Hell no.
Can you win the game with GENO M. effing Smith on the final drive or close to it of the game? When the game is on.
Yes.
Hell yes, buddy. Oh, man. 20-17 final score, taking them down on their home turf. And just like, you know what? It feels good, damn it. It feels good. It's been a long time. It feels good. I don't care how it happened. It happened, and it feels damn good. How do you feel, buddy?
Dude, long time, 2021, right? Long time. And shout out to my boy Chris Anderson with those stats, those quick stats. You want to talk about signature win before you always say, like, hey, when you look back, like how you think about this win, with everything that happened this week and everybody, like, the sky's falling, this, and that, guys retiring, guys getting cut, guys, like, heads are falling off. And you know what? We go into Santa Clara and come out with a win.
Yes.
Like, unreal.
Yes.
Unreal.
I mean, everything that's happening this week, everything is happening these 2 weeks. This has been one of the most eventful, if not the most eventful bye week in Seahawks history. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you all for being here. We saw that a lot of you were here early. What's up to all the early viewers? Send in your comments, fill up the super chats. We will get to all of them. We have a lot of things in store for you tonight. One of your very own, one of the
all-day family members.
One of the all-day family members will actually be joining us. So speaking of the commenters, but we love you guys. Thanks for being here, and start filling it up with your comments, your questions. You know, what were you most impressed with coming out of there? Be honest. Did you see this coming? How confident were you when you woke up this morning? Be honest, because the all-day family here that's on the group chain, the inner circle, can attest to the fact that your boy pre-game said, feeling confident today. Am I crazy? But I'm feeling confident.
I said excited. We're on. Yeah, there's receipts, ladies and gentlemen. We could send receipts.
We also kind of called it pregame show this week with our guest Tracy. You know, she seemed a little overconfident. I think all of the 40-winers were a little overconfident. But we got him, man. And I mean, I couldn't be more ecstatic. You know, I was down in the dumps the last few weeks. This bye week, bro. This bye week was crazy, though. I mean, come on. Was turbulent, just weird headlines, just storylines all over the place. Like you said, guys retiring, guys getting cut. Oh, but man, they rallied the troops. They circled the wagons. They got it done. Rivalry week. Oh, how excited are you guys on a scale of 1 to 12? Fill up the chat. Let us know. Let's get to the hero of the moment, GENO. GENO Ernest Hemingway Smith, whatever his full name is.
Yep.
Man, was he great today? 25 of 32, 221. One throw that he definitely would want back on the pick, but whatever. Seals it with the big-time rushing touchdown. And just times. Strong throws.
Oh, man.
Go ahead. Heap some praise.
I've been doing this for years, since he, took the helm. And everybody was like, what are we going to do? Hey, trust in GENO, right? And he hasn't even had everything around him, And so just to watch him just continue to do it, I think this was his 10th. 10th comeback?
10th comeback, 10th game win. Wait, is it 10th comeback or 10th game-winning drive?
I think both would be similar. But yeah, dude, and like, it wasn't perfect the whole game. Still had a bad snap and everything, and we'll get to that, but just he looked confident out there. You know, and when Geno can stand, like you go back and watch the game, and there's a lot of times it was a clean enough pocket. But threw the ball away when he needed to for the most part. That one that he wanted back that floated on him, it was crazy because he's always been accurate even on the run, but just kept overcoming any kind of adversity, and that's just been the story of his career, really, when you look at it. But man, he looked awesome. But you give him time, and he's flat-footed and confident in there. He's got the best arm, and just the placement of the ball.
And he's the entire story of the game. I mean, as he's reaching the ball out, sort of nonchalant, almost cool as a cucumber, cool as the other side of the pillow. The late Stuart.
Shout out to Scott.
Yeah. He's reaching it over, and I'm standing up just yelling, "Where the haters at? Where are you?" Because he's the whole game here, you guys. 25 of 32 for 221. I mean, Kenneth Walker, a very, very tough 14 attempts for 54. But other than that, I mean, Charbonnet's 4 attempts for 3 yards. JSN gets on there for 1 attempt for 8 yards rushing wise. I mean, it's all Geno all day long offensively. And yeah, they sputtered. They couldn't really get it going. But when they needed to get it going, there he is. DK coming back, 7 receptions or
70 yards. Yep, 7 for 70.
7 for 70. So a good clip there in his return. And then JSN, who is becoming, a real weapon in this league, like pro of pros, whatever it is, just coming into his own. These last 2 weeks have been best 2 weeks of his career. And, man, I just, it wasn't the prettiest, right? But we took care of a lot of things we needed to take care of, and we got out of there with W. So I think we, offensive line, but yeah, go ahead.
To that point, JSN's last 2 games, ladies and gentlemen, 17 receptions, 290 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he also had 80 yards on 2 more called back. Shit, wow. That's a lot of yards.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, that's why you draft somebody in the first round. He's got that kind of talent, and he's coming to his own, like you said, and it's awesome to watch.
The one
that was brought to you by Johnny Langston, actually.
Okay, we'll get there. I like the one where they sent JSN on that, where he's going to cut underneath, and then he got some blockers set up.
It was a double screen almost, like so. They faked the flare screen with K9, and he pretends to crack block and then just turns in. And I mean, like I saw Fred Warner. That's all I saw, and I was like, oh my god. No. Yes, let's go. Because I was scared until I saw JSN come back to the ball, avoid everything, and then cut up field. But yeah, this is what I was talking about when I said we have to get creative. All right. Like we can run variations of plays we ran in the past and have a twist to it. And that's what we saw, because we have seen K9 get that screen, and it's been successful. And that's why when you show something like that, their antennas go up, like, oh, I've seen this before. Like they got us 2 years ago with this play or whatever, And they played right into our hands on that one. It was awesome.
I want to get through our opening here and get to the Q&A, because I know you guys are out there filling it up, and we thank you for being here. So I want to get to that. I want to get to producer Katie reading your guys' comments and questions. The offensive line, biggest question mark of the year so far. If you were going to bet on what people had to complain about or praise to be the offensive line, you can't bet on that at BetOnline, but you can bet on games. BetOnline, everybody, the world's #1 betting website. Head to the website today. Get it on the mobile app, which you can find in any app store. It's betonline.ag. They have a $200,000 mega contest. You pick 5 games against the spread every week for your chance at weekly prizes and a share of $200,000. BetOnline, the game starts here. The O-line, Abe Lucas is back. Connor Williams retires mid-bye week. I mean, 2 days before the game. What the heck is going on? Not much information there, but he retires. He's out. It's a new offensive line all over again. But they held their own. Olu steps in. Yeah. I mean, the one bad snap, but other than that, I mean, he did take some sacks, But overall, I mean, for what they had to work with on such a short notice and taking it to the Niners and coming out there with the W, you have to be at least happy with what happened. And we'll just see what happens, in the road to come as far as like their, future success, I guess.
But this is a formidable opponent that they went against in short notice. I was shocked we didn't play Olu. Like, we didn't give him a chance earlier. And I said this before. I was like, everything he showed me as a rookie, Outland Trophy winner, like that we were lucky to get so late in the draft. Why don't you give that guy a chance? And they finally did, right? And yeah, one bad snap. So that was tough. But other than that, I mean, he looks solid. And he's only going to get better. So that was exciting. I told you Connor didn't look healthy the whole season. I said he probably came back a little too soon. He's only 27. Wouldn't be surprised if he does decide to make a comeback after he gets healthy. But yeah, the retirement took us all by surprise. And then getting Abe back. The guy is awesome.
Well, just the timing of it, right? Like, I mean, a guy retires, he retires forever, he retires, that's fine. And they don't want to tell us that's their business. But I think it was just like another blow, for no matter what the reason was. As a fan, it's just like, oh no, what else is
absolutely next? No, you're right. Because that this is like one of your leaders. He's a big communicator up there on the offense and in the front and like getting everything set up. And so I'm sure like it took a lot of the guys in the locker room by surprise, not just the coaches and like the community and like the fans. It's like everybody inside is like, wait, what just happened?
Well, and one of our biggest pieces in the offseason also, right? And then one of the biggest question marks on the team, for a lot of the guys they're bringing in and shuffling around, it hasn't really been on the O-line. So to have a guy go out, hey, they came together.
Yeah, they look good. They look solid. They got the job done. Still some things to improve in the running game, but I felt like they gave GENO enough time. When they were panning back, like when GENO was holding the ball, there wasn't anything really open downfield. And I'm not trying to get on the receivers, but I'm just more so like, okay, like at some point you got to give the receivers the freedom to adjust the route and just go. Like, hey, if we're all around 10 to 15 yards, which like we have a base pass concept where everybody's inside there and like he's got 5 progressions, like really with like a check down or really you either got to take the check down or you got to give these outside guys the autonomy to go like, all right, you know what? Okay, I'm going deep. Like backyard ball. Like I'm putting my hand up and I'm going Randy Moss style. And so, because that was the only thing I kind of had issue with or like saw, like I was like, dude, there's nobody open. And now I know what GENO's going through. It's like, okay, where do I go with the ball? Okay, I can't even really go forward to get the 3 or 4 yards that Brock Purdy was doing for his offense. But towards the end, we did see GENO and he was his legs and man, looked great. But offensive line, yes, work in progress.
Yeah. The defense, man, a lot of question marks there too. The Dodson move, they release him. He gets quickly picked up by Miami. People wondering how that move's going to work out. But boy, they sure stepped up. I mean, you always talk about 17 points. So they were right there on your number. And for them to solidify, for them to come together with what they have to deal with. Ernest Jones, you see it right there, 13 tackles. Knight with 10 tackles. Those are your 2 new linebackers right there. I mean, go ahead. Talk defense to me.
Oh, my God. Early and often they showed up. Like, if it wasn't Ernest, it was Knight. And I was just like, this is awesome. Like, but it was also the way they attacked. Everything I've been saying for the last few years when we played the Niners and how they climb to the second level and they get right in your face as a offensive line. You're a defender and you're running downhill. Guys right there. Okay, jab step, go around, and then get flat. Get back into where your initial gap assignment was. And Ernest did it so many times early and like hits in the backfield, tackles for loss. And like on McCaffrey too. Like McCaffrey was probably surprised because he's like that hole or 2 are usually open against these guys, against the Hawks. And it wasn't there to be had today because we were aggressive and we were tough and we were physical at the point of attack. It was awesome, man.
Yeah. Oh man, just fun to take it to them on their home turf. Were any of you there? is anyone watching tonight? Any of the commenters, anybody out there? Were you guys there in Santa Clara, and did you hear actual whining? I want to know if we can get some reports from boots on the ground of some actual Santa Clara whiners.
I got a report. Would you like to hear about it?
Sure, go ahead.
Brian Browning, shout out him and his lady. They have a picture with both shirts, the two that we made on the field. And as they were going down there, because they took it after the game, they said one of the security guards was like giving them shit, and he's like, "This is why we're wearing the shirt. You are the epitome of a whiner." Like,
yeah. If you guys want them, they're still for sale. They were sold out for a quick second, but they're back. The Santa Clara,
it's a timeless piece.
Merch. I mean, listen, yeah, they're in the division. We play them twice a year for the rest of your life. So you might as well go and get the shirt that you and your friends and your family can wear over and over again. The Santa Clara 40 Whiners, everybody.
Maybe even in the playoffs, buddy.
Hey, listen, just when you all talk about when the streak was broken and the Seahawks broke through and they finally won again, don't forget what T-shirt was released the week that
started
that
right here. Okay. Started right here.
Santa Clara 40 Whiners. When you go to the website, it's alldaybrand.co. You can buy any of our merch there. It pops right up with like a 15% off type deal. So if you're buying, for the holiday season coming up, you might as well save some.
Well, if you're buying for what's coming up, you should buy for the Arizona game.
Oh, true that, producer Katie. New Arizona Cardinals merch coming out. It's already out, actually. You can go get it. But we'll talk about that when we talk about the Cardinals. The defense was on fire. They were great. How about the big man pick before we move on?
Amazing.
Our guy Hankins with the big man pick.
Did you see him get air and get up there and go grab that thing? He high pointed it. You know what? I was thoroughly impressed. All right. I was impressed by Spoon fighting for position to deflect it, right? Because a lot of other guys are just kind of like, oh, well, you guess he's just going to catch it. No, Spoon, he's like, I'm going in. And he knocked it. He got his hand in there, went straight up in the air. And good things happen when you run to the ball, ladies and gentlemen. So our guy turns around, and the ball is just coming right to him, and he jumps up. Most guys just wait for it. That's how I could tell he's a real athlete. He went for it. Like,
Oh, that was awesome. What a good move. Yeah, that was really fun to watch. And, they did what they had to do. They did what they had to do, and they hung really tough. And, McDonald's got them playing hard. So whatever the motivation was, whatever the message is, hopefully it's being received. And what a time for it to be received, right? Divisional opponent, got to have it. Yeah. Oh, here, right into coaching. Did Mike McDonald save the season? I mean, did Geno Smith save the season? But
Mike McDonald, Geno Smith, John Schneider, who's been under a rash of heat I was on talk radio this week, and they're like, well, what do you say about the moves? The two guys we brought in, they're not here anymore to play linebacker, and we let Bobby Wagner go. Okay. And then we put in the rookie he drafted, and the guy had 10 tackles in what's pretty much his debut, right? Yeah. I mean, he's had playing time. But let's give him some credit now, because when they're saying, okay, we got a guy retired, that was one of our signal callers as a center. We got a guy cut that why didn't we trade him before the deadline? And we turn around, we go into Santa Clara and we get a win. So give credit where it's due, not just to Geno, not just to, Mikey Mack, but also John Schneider. And then the biggest thing, which is what producer Mike put down underneath, Seahawks only had 4 penalties. Can you remember a time where we only had 4 penalties? You might have to go back to the Mike Holmgren era to find a game like that.
Very, very clean game. And so that really worked in our favor. And hopefully the team has gotten that message, no matter where it's coming from, which I'm sure it's coming from. That picture right there, Mike McDonald.
Absolutely.
But the question, did Mike McDonald save the season? I'm going to put it right back on Geno Smith and just his big, broad shoulders to get the job done when it needs to get done. Because if Geno doesn't run the ball in there, or if something else happens short of him being the cause of it, if they just run out of time or miss the kick right or whatever, people are going to be talking about the third down. They're going to be talking about the fourth down. They're going to be talking about some coaching decisions.
Yep.
But instead, we're talking about a W. And I think the one thing I've learned from you, Lofa, if not, well, I've learned a lot of things. But one of the biggest things I've learned is we take these games, one by one. And so it's not a 20-point blowout victory, okay? There are things that clearly they need to work on, but you got to stack the W's. And this is one you had to have, and they got it done. And so now we move on to next week and we see what that becomes. But let's not look too far into the future. But they took care of business tonight, and it feels damn good.
I said you clean up one of those things, and these games are wins and not painful losses, right? We went into Santa Clara where we haven't probably have to go back before 2021. I don't know. 2021 is the last time we actually just beat these guys. But down in Cali, who knows? I don't know when the last time was. We'd have to look at it. But it was, it felt good, right? And you clean up one, and then or the turnovers, the other thing you clean up. I think we were 1 for 1, so it was like a draw. But you clean up one of those things, and it's a different result. And that's all. Everybody thought I was crazy. Oh, you say it every fucking week, Loaf. I was like, yeah, because it matters. And look at what happened. Look at the results of just cleaning up the penalties.
Well, who are you guys crediting with this win? I want to know.
Yes.
Let's have you guys filling up the chat. Who are you giving credit to? Is it John Schneider? Is it Mike McDonald? Is it Geno Smith? Are you? Heaven forbid any of you give Geno Smith credit. Who's got the guts to write in the chat that they're giving Geno Smith some credit? I'm not seeing any out there.
I got several.
By himself. He's holding the ball. If you're not going to give him credit right now, when are you going to give him credit?
Yeah.
I got several texts from people that call themselves fans of the Seahawks. And they were like, here we go again. Wish we had a quarterback. I was like, he's the only reason we're in this fucking game.
Come on, look at the stats. I read them.
What are you watching? Are you watching? I mean, I know we all love to complain these days, ladies and gentlemen, right? And misery loves company, but that's one place we don't need to complain. We should be grateful. And so it's just, 10. He's just adding to his legacy as, I'm talking, he's never had a top 10 defense, never mind number 1, which Russ had for 4 years, his first 4 years of his career. He's got K9, but K9 doesn't have anywhere to run like Marshawn, right? Because Russ had Marshawn. It's like you can't compare the two. It's tough to replace a legend like Russell, right?
Well, yes. And the defense looked rested. I mean, they were coming off the bye, so hopefully they can keep this energy going. But man, they look good. If they can,
brother. We've always played hard. We finally played smart. That's what I was excited about. That's what impressed me the most. 4 penalties, just do the thing, and this is what happens, right? And we still had some rough plays that we want back, but it wasn't okay. It's a rough play. Another 15 yards for a personal foul, or another fucking 5 yards false start, 5 yards delay a game. We got in and out of the huddle quick. It was one of the cleanest coached games I've ever seen too. It was awesome.
Yeah. I agree, man. Hey, melon hats, everybody. You can see these stylish lids that Lofa and I are rocking. They're by our sponsor, Melon. Go to melon.com, MELIN. These things are highly advanced, much like the Seattle Seahawks. They're complex in their layers. These things are hydrophobic, which means they're scared of water.
Oh, the Seahawks
water scared of it.
Yeah. These things do not hold any moisture. It wicks right away, so it keeps you nice and dry. They're very breathable. I will say that when I looked these up, I thought, man, those hats are they must be very, very, very awesome hats. And then I finally put one on, and I thought, yeah, it's worth it. These hats are the best hats in the world.
Do you know what we're gonna do?
They're so comfortable.
We're going to give one away.
We sure are. I've got this white melon hat right here. All you have to do is go find the post about it on Instagram. Tag your friend that you would buy a melon hat for. That's all you got to do. And it enters you in, and we'll send you a hat. It's melon.com, MELIN.com. The Cardinals are coming up next. There's so much to get into still from this game. So keep filling up the chat. I still got things I want to talk about as well, but I want to get to the Q&A. So we're moving along. The Cardinals coming up next. They're at 6-4. The Seahawks at 5-5. Basically, everybody's at 5-5 or 4-5. So it's wide open here, man. The Cardinals are coming into Lumen, everybody. So get ready to get loud and give it to the Cardinals. But I mean, I'm confident. I'm feeling good. How you feeling about playing the Cardinals?
It's a test. I'd say more so than us going on the road to Santa Clara, as hard as that is to believe. Kyler Murray, like, he is fully healthy, ladies and gentlemen, and he looks awesome. Like, and then James Conner, Marvin Harrison, like, they have a lot of weapons. Michael Wilson, on defense, Budda Baker. Seattle, you should know all about that guy. Like, it reminds me of watching Lawyer Malloy again. Like, so just, it's the biggest test, first place in the division, right? So it's going to be awesome. We'll get that place rocking, and I'll be wearing my new all-day shirt. Arizona Cardinals rebuilding since 1920. Maybe you've seen it.
Yeah, go find the shirt. We're putting it out there. It's got it's reminiscent of the Cardinals logo, and it's poking fun at the Cardinals for sure. And if you order it now, it should be here in time for the game. Listen,
it'll be game time decision. That'll say.
Man, we called out the 12s earlier this year, and I'm not calling you guys out right now. All I'm saying is that if you didn't watch that game today, and by the end of it realize that the season starts now.
Yes.
All right. It starts right effing now. For everything we've been through, from 3-0 to 3-3 to up and down and topsy-turvy, now it begins. Because look at the records right there. It's all in front of you. And all you got to do is go support the team in the way that you always have and get behind them, because they're fighting their tails off for you guys. You could you feel that through your TV? I could. They knew how important it was. Did you listen to the pressers leading up to this one? They knew, man. They knew.
Hey, and I'm holding firm. I said 11-6 before the season, and I'm not moving off that number.
Love it. I love it so much. Beginning the Q&A tonight, everybody. Because I want to open it up here, man. There's so much more still to talk about. We could just talk more JSN. We could talk.
We will, because he's a big JSN fan.
Fixing those up. We can talk about the first down play called to try to get the first down. On third down and fourth down and all that. Because there is some ugly to take with the good here, but
we're going to talk about it. But why don't you introduce our guest? We're going to switch things up tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Bringing in one of the family members, one of the all-day family members, right here, loyal listener. We love this guy, John Langston. Pop him up here. Let's bring him in. You guys know him. There he is,
Johnny. Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Langston,
Langston.
Brother.
Joining the chat live and in person, kicking off the Q&A tonight. Johnny boy, what did you see? You were with Lofa watching this game, right?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. I think I saw a lot of great things. I think, our right side of the line was taking 60% of our right side was taking a lot of heat, right? And so having A back was huge.
Yeah.
JSN, speaking of you guys were talking about, JSN stepped up 11 receptions for 110 yards. That's huge. And something, I was talking to Lofa about, you give GENO some time, he's going to do some things. And I got some stats for you. The last two games, good old Purdy that played against us, 39-60, 414 yards, 1 tutty, 5 interceptions against us, 55.8% pass QBR. I think JSN actually posted it this week. I think it's a marathon, not a sprint. We got the season starts now, right?
That's right. That's right.
And I think we have the pieces. Abe, was serviceable this week, and I think it's only up from here.
Mr. Irrelevant.
I'll make that shirt too, brother. I'll make that shirt.
Listen, I mean, he hasn't been up until this point, right? He's had our number, but we got him tonight, so we can poke a little fun. But yeah, man, I mean, we had him, we really did. I got a little nervous, I got to say, when he scrambled that first touchdown of his. I thought, oh no, here we go again. We're going to trade field goals, and he's going to make just enough plays, even though they got certain guys out.
Yeah.
But, we were able to hang tough, man.
You know what? And like Johnny, because I don't know how much time you have, but just set the scene. We were at Moss Bay Hall, right? And then set the scene for that final drive, because that fucking place was electric. We were rocking in there.
Yeah, I mean, we're just sitting there and we're saying, I think Lofa and I were chatting about, and we're saying, this is it. Here we go. We're making the drive. And then, GENO goes ahead and makes the game winning, what ends up being the game winning touchdown. I mean, right now this week, you got GENO. They got GENO as the top 10 as the QB, right? Only QBs ahead of him. Obviously Mahomes and Josh Allen, but I would probably say he's probably top 7. I would say.
I would, those are the only two I would legitimately say, okay, if I have a choice. I can't think of, do you guys have anybody else, like even the chat, like do you have anybody else you would rather like on the Seahawks right now?
Well, I was just going to ask Johnny right here. Like, I mean, it's always you and I yapping on here. And then, yes, we have coming on who, of course, love GENO. But Johnny, from the perspective of another fan, like, it seems like you love GENO. I haven't got your official position on it. But how come there doesn't seem to be the support for him that there should be, in the way that I think the three of us have for him?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think people are there's those doubters, but I really think that there's really not a throw that GENO can't make. And you give, I talked to Lofa about this week, you give GENO time, he's going to make that throw. And I think you saw some of that today where, there were some missiles coming when he had time. And I think part of it was having Lucas on the right side and giving him some time a little bit to throw, right?
Yeah, the trust factor you're talking about, that like, okay, you know what? Like, even if I get hit, like I've got faith I have enough time to step into this throw and not backpedal and let one sail, things like that. It's a lot of, like mental games, mental warfare in there. And so he looked good. And I think, Johnny, you had the stat, only GENO's been pressured the most, and he's had 1.9 seconds on average to get rid of the ball. Like, so, like, what can you do in 1.9 seconds? I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
Can you guys?
I mean, and I'm going to make an even hotter take. I probably would say that GENO should go under center, right, instead of the shotgun. Shotgun gives a little bit of gives some time for you to make mistakes. Obviously, I mean, I think you do that, and I think, GENO could be even better. So call me a homer or whatever you want, but I really believe in GENO, and people could load up the chat, but I don't know if there's that many quarterbacks that are better than GENO right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I don't know why we feel like we're apologizing for being the GENO Smith Love podcast when it's, in the losses that they've had, we've been very quick to and I think correct in pointing out that where it's not GENO's fault. I think the ones that it has been, maybe one or two, and he's taken it on the chin for those. And what quarterback doesn't have one or two in a couple of seasons? But when you need him, he's there. The drive, not the last drive, but I think it was like the second to last, surgical. Absolutely surgical by him, just right down the field and overcoming anything that was a negative play or anything that would set them back or was a no gain. They'd come right back and get what he needed to get. The throw to DK on the sideline to start that one drive, which, by the way, DK, put your hands out, right? Like, why let that get into your body? Come on.
Yeah. Is that the one you're talking about when he went over the top of the guy?
He had to review it.
Oh, okay. That was the other one. Well, I think one was JSN and one was DK. The DK was early on in the game where he jumped over the guy. I thought he made the right move and probably should have got the flag for pass interference because is interfering with his ability to jump back toward. He's playing the ball, and this guy's not even really looking. So, but whatever. It was he threw an absolute piss missile on the
throw,
one you're talking about.
Yeah.
That throw was
Regardless.
insane.
Insane. I mean,
and I even think back to the one a week ago against the Rams that got intercepted.
Yeah.
He stepped into it, and I'm telling you, from the time it left his hand and went 20 yards to where JSN was, the one that popped up for an interception, I was like, I knew Geno had a cannon, but like that was just ridiculous. The velocity they had on that thing.
If we're gonna be fair, though, just so we don't, the three of us here, and Johnny, jump back in here. So the three of us don't look like complete homers. The interception was a bit.
It was horrible. It was horrible. Yeah. Fair
enough.
Absolutely. Like I was like, who was he throwing that to? Like
the other team.
Because you're absolutely like, because there was like Barner was going, and then Lockett was even further down the field, and I was just like, I couldn't understand that one because he's accurate even on the run, and so like I just did not. I'm
seeing a few comments here on the side. Geno isn't the best fit for this team. I mean, but why? Okay. Can we get specific here? Like I like that you guys are commenting. I like that you're filling up the chat, but please, why though? What makes you say that?
That's the first criticism I heard that's actually real. Not the best fit for this team. Well, because there's no run game, and we're going to need the quarterback to be mobile. He is mobile, but he doesn't always use his legs. So that is the first comment.
If that's what they mean. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he might have been frozen.
Doesn't mean he's not a good.
Right.
Am I freezing?
You froze a little,
It's
but I think
now.
we heard. I think we got most of it.
All right, my bad.
No, you're good. I mean, you can't control the internet, man. They were ripping me a few weeks ago, but
what is this, Netflix? This is the Tyson fight?
Oh, you want to talk about ass?
Or as someone, we have a all-day family member, John, that likes to refer to people as their cheeks. Well, the world saw Tyson's cheeks.
Oh, you could be talking pregame interview or the fight itself on that.
All of it was ass.
Can I tell you
all ass all day.
Johnny, too. You guys, I should have bet the farm on that thing. We should have put every dollar I had. The whole contract was all slanted. Jake Paul, the whole thing, it was all rigged. Why didn't I what a swing and a miss.
I don't know, but Johnny's our age, so what makes me sick about the whole thing, because obviously it was a money grab, but I'm impressed that Tyson's out there at 60, and like the cool thing he said, my kids got to see me fight, right? That's pretty nostalgic. It reminds me of Mario Lemieux, who goes back after years of retirement because his kid never saw him play, and he's just like, you know what, I'll do it, and then he goes makes an all-star game. But like, when these kids that watch this, they don't understand who Mike Tyson is and who he was, the youngest heavyweight champion of all time at 20 years old, the baddest man on the planet at 20 years old. Like, do you think he can't kill Jake Paul? You're out of your fucking mind if you think that Mike just got tired after a round and this and that. Like, Mike still looked good, still looked quick. Yeah, the legs were a little heavy, but he was scripted.
Well, hey. Whatever, back to football. I don't know. I don't have a good segue. I don't know.
I had to get that off my chest. All right.
Johnny, what else you got before we let you go? We'll kick it off with the Q&A here.
Yeah.
What would you be saying if you were one of the commenters first commenting tonight?
I mean, I think the addition of Ernest Jones has been huge, right? I think he's had 12 tackles per game, 37 over the last 3 games. I think that's huge, right? And I think you saw that today. And I think, for the all-day family, we just got to believe. I think Coach McDonald is trying to make those moves. If you look at him historically when he was with the Ravens, he made some changes and he picked up Roquan. And I think he's trying to establish his team. And I think he's got folks that believe, and I think we'll be all right, as we move forward.
Unbelievable point.
Yeah. I feel so much better with a W than I do before that final drive, man. Because I was really geared up to just come on here and just be like, like Lofa was saying, our pets' heads are falling off. But the W just solves everything, doesn't it?
Yeah. And Johnny, thanks for coming to the hall tonight. And Moss Bay, we were there, raised money to, I think it was feeding 200 families for Thanksgiving with Mike Halter and Justin, Juice Man. That's, you know him as Juice Man, Brett and Katie. We've done a lot of events with them. They're awesome people, and shout out to them. And before that last drive, like everybody, you felt everybody just got deflated, just like, and like me and Johnny were like, no, this is like, we cheers. We were like, this is where Geno shines. Like, this is where you guys should be in the opposite, thought. And I feel like me and Johnny willed us to win today. Just going to say it. Just gonna, we're going to take some credit here.
Hey, take the W where you can get it, man. Yeah, we'll give it to you. I think, stay positive. Stay positive, everybody. Root for this team, even if it is week to week. Maybe we're a week to week football team. That's all right. You could ride that into the playoffs.
Johnny, I told you that. This shit reminds me eerily of 2010. A lot of transactions, a lot of turmoil, and somehow we ended up making the playoffs. Yeah, it wasn't pretty, but we still had an invite to the dance. So we'll see.
Johnny, thanks for listening, man. Thanks for being a valued member of the family here. We love you. We appreciate your support. Thank you so much.
Yeah, love you guys. See ya.
All right, love you too, brother. Later.
Here's where we open it up to everybody out there. As we do, let me remind you to go with the throw. It's Delta Airlines, everybody, the greatest airline on planet Earth. Delta, whenever you need to fly, go with Delta and do it with 12 status. If you're a Washington State resident, if you're 18 years or older, you can sign up for 12 status at 12status.com. You just basically enter your email address and your Delta Sky Miles number, which you do not need to be like a credit card member or anything like that to have a Sky Miles number. You just sign up for that too. It's like signing up for anything else on the internet these days. You put in an email and you're good to go. 12status.com, everybody. This will be their most proud read ever.
Yeah, so for sure.
12status.com. You get 1 mile for every yard the Seahawks throw for. It's 12status.com. Tonight, you would have received 221. 221.
Oh, okay.
Sky Miles
right
from
on.
Delta.
Yeah.
12status.com. Check it out today. Producer Katie, let's get it going with the first comment tonight.
Aiden Espinoza is the first one in the chat.
Yeah.
That one sure feels good. Only one bad snap this game. Laugh, cry. Season-saving win right there. And where the Geno haters at?
Yeah.
Go Hawks! Niners are booty.
So we went from cheeks to booty. Amazing.
Yeah.
Always keeping me laughing. I appreciate it. I mean, Brett, like you're saying, I could see it on your face, buddy, because you hate the Niners. Like you were the inspiration behind the shirt. So thank you, brother.
No problem.
And yeah, it's been a long time coming. And one bad snap. And I know we're joking about it, ladies and gentlemen, but thank God it was only one, right? And it didn't really cost us the game or anything. But yeah, man. And I told everybody we're closer to this team. We're closer in talent than everybody thinks. Because they have all these all pros and these guys, McCaffrey and Bosa and Ayuk, Debo, everybody, Purdy, like Kittle, like it goes on and on, right? Because they've been playing the longest together, and so the only thing they have on us is experience. But what I saw today was great belief and great discipline, and that's all you need to have a chance to win a game.
Absolutely, yeah. Here, man. Yep.
Yeah.
Adam, the Island Son. I was out on Geno after the Rams. He scores the game-winning touchdown and totally redeems himself. I was wrong and not worthy.
Well, yeah. He did what he needed to do. I mean, we've been talking about it for years on here. Like, who would you rather have in a realistic way? My daughter wants Patrick Mahomes, but I'm not sure that's going to happen.
Well, I know, but even she's not wrong. This is Geno's a grown ass man. I would have this conversation with him. I'm like, look, okay, like Mahomes got the hardware. Like I don't. I want that. Like that's all I'm saying. Like if we're being realistic and like.
What?
I'm just
for his team.
Okay.
Am I freezing again?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm sorry. But
That's okay.
But Adam, love the movie quote, so thank you, because that gave us a great chuckle. And yes, you are worthy. It happens, brother. It happens.
Adam, the Island Sun,
Like that.
defense showed out tonight.
Yeah.
Run fits were damn near perfect. Goes to show McDonald knows what he's doing. Also, welcome back, Big Abe. Hashtag my next jersey.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
High praise right there for Abraham
Yeah.
Lucas. Yeah, must be a listen,
Yep.
hey. Listen, we need some consistency on the offensive line, and that's not what we got this bye week because it's just changing everywhere. But if we can just have these guys together, man, and if trial by fire here, divisional game, rivalry game, had to have it game. I don't care what the final score was. I don't really care what the stats were at the end of the day. W is a W in the long run of things. I have a football, like one of those commemorative ones from the Super Bowl year. And sometimes you just go back and look through at all because they list all the regular season games and scores and everything. I don't remember half of them. You got to get these games sometimes. And this was a divisional one. These are the ones you remember. And they come out of there with a W. And at the end of the day, if you look back on that football and it says 20-17, it's not going to be like, oh, well, we were just kind of lucky to get in there and have it. And thank goodness. So, no, you won the game. That's all that matters.
Yeah, like you're saying, anytime you go into someone else's house and come out with a victory, that shit is not easy, especially a division opponent, right? So, man.
Rom says, F you, 7 haters. Geno effing Smith, baby. Glad he got the D.
Yeah, he takes off to the left. And I just started calling it the second he started running because it didn't look like anyone was there. And then for him to just sort of skip across the goal line as if he had not a care in the world and then rock them to sleep on the sideline. Just in the most rivalry-inducing, throw it at your opponent in the most healthy way possible because you're basically pointing up at the scoreboard. Nothing sweet. I mean, just come on.
Oh my God, it was
okay. All right. Let's see what
you want to talk about scripted? Yeah, like that's you couldn't write that shit. You couldn't imagine that shit.
Well,
right?
Whatever NFL writer wrote it today, I kiss him on the mouth. That was awesome.
Kudos to them. Kiss them on. Kudos to them. All right, Katie, what we got?
Cole says, Geno still sucks.
No, Cole, what is wrong with you?
The reason we won was because of Bosa injury.
No, this is okay. No, this is.
Come on, Cole, man. Come on. No, I still love you, Cole, man.
This is the dark side, though. This is the dark side of the Seahawks fandom, though, right here. And this, we can't hate because we asked people to be honest in here.
Yes, you're right. So, I'm not hating
Cole for being honest, but I mean, Bosa did go out. Kittle didn't play at all.
But Bosa going out was a turning point of a little more probably confidence, not from Geno, but maybe the O-line and the protection and even the play calling. So I will give him credit that astute observation, as I always say. But Geno sucks. I think that's a little harsh. But I'm not. Hey, bro, if that's how you feel, it's how you feel. We still love you, Cole. So and I appreciate you for coming out, even just for saying it and voicing your opinion. I'm still going to listen and appreciate it. I'm going to try to hopefully change your opinion, but what?
He has a follow-up here. He does have a follow-up. He says, I just don't like how many picks he throws.
And you know what? You're absolutely right. This season, it has been a problem, right? So I don't know, Brett, if you have anything to add on that, but Cole, you're absolutely right on that one. That is a valid point rather than just saying that. Because, I've had a lot of people jump, he's just fucking trash. It's like, all right, tell me why. And then when they especially I do a lot of these youth camps. Like I did one today with the Seahawks and it was with the tribes. And so shout out to the Hawks and the 5 tribes that they had out for a youth camp. And, there was a kid that was not pumped up about Geno. And I was like, God, just get out, kid. Just leave. You get out. Where are your parents? Make them take a lap too. But and then I asked him why. And then he said something. And I was like, okay, well, do you know where our defense is ranked in the last 3 years since he started? And he was like, no. I was like, I didn't think so. Like, I went in on this kid and I apologized after, but Yeah, but I kept it professional. I just hit him with facts. But yes, Cole, you're absolutely right. The interceptions do need to stop. Even the one today was atrocious, which Brett pointed out. It was bad. So I value that opinion.
And Cole has some more here. Cole says, sucks is a stretch, actually. Geno is a 500 quarterback. Isn't bad, but people act like he is the solution. And we all know he isn't the future. So why do we act like it?
No, okay, but this is a thoughtful question. Brett, I'll let you go. Would you like to go first? But I have something to say about this.
Well, he might not be the future, but how many years are you talking about? And he's here now, so you better rally around him now. I mean, I think he's been here long enough and he's won enough games. I think he's shown himself to be who we need him to be in certain spots. And I think that we as a fan base need to start just giving him the respect and support that other teams give their starting quarterback,
their franchise quarterback,
just as much as Geno Smith has proven himself. I think, there's guys in other spots that have played less that receive much more support than this guy who's been here, putting it on the line, tough as nails, rocket arm, piss missiles from hash mark to hash mark,
sideline to sideline.
Yeah, sideline to side, numbers and numbers, baby. And he's your guy. And when you need him, look, game on the line, time left on the clock, he gets the ball back, and you were saying it in Moss Bay, and I was saying it here in my house. He's going to go win the game. And
this is where he does what he does. And so, but yeah, is he the future? No. And I don't think he is, sadly, because someone's going to pay him more than 19th highest paid, which is what we are currently paying him. And I want everybody to realize that a top 3 quarterback is being the 19th highest paid. That's what we have right now. Like, do you understand the insane value that creates for your entire team? So that going forward, yeah, we will probably overpay somebody, $100+ million, and then get worse results at the quarterback position. And because he's going to have even less help, whoever comes in with that kind of salary. And someone's going to value Geno, and they're going to pay him what he's worth. $100 million contract when he leaves us. And I hope he shows everybody who he really is when he has help.
Daniel Garcia comes in. He says, Geno is him. And then he has a whisper, like sort of a shh.
Finger
emoji.
over the mouth. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to look. Yeah. Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
But then has a quick follow-up. Quick follow-up right here. He says, defense came to play today.
Yeah.
Lofa, is that a product of simplifying the D, or are we just getting better with play execution from the linebackers and front?
I think it was a bold move by both Mike and John to get rid of 2 veteran signal callers in Baker and Dotson in consecutive or 2 or 3 week span, right? And all we saw was us get better. So they know what they're doing. They know who they need in there, and they're willing to cut bait with whoever they've signed and paid. It was impressive, right? When even I was scared, I was like, what are we doing? Like,
right. Yeah.
Do we really believe Knight is ready? And even Drake Thomas are they ready to go in there and play the full game? And they are. They look good. So, impressive, incredible. To just have the conviction to make that move and not care what the fan base and everybody and, even the team, right? They said, hey, we made the moves that are in the best interest of the team going forward. And the proof is right there in the first game that they were out there together. Like,
yeah, man, it's what you want. You give them a ton of credit when they do a bold move and it works out. And we're going to be critics when it doesn't, but we also got to be,
well, they took a rash of shit, man, the last few weeks, right?
Well, they should have. They weren't playing great.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking like Mike, the head coach, and John. They took a lot of shit, man, and it's like, okay, then, but they moved accordingly, and a win in San Fran, which hasn't happened in years, is what the result was. Sign me up.
Big ups to them, and a Big Onions award.
Big Onions,
because I mean, when it's not going well, and then you make bold moves when it's not going well, that's scary. It's easy to make bold moves when things are going well.
Yeah.
positive and like the sentiment is at an all-time high.
Yeah.
But when things aren't going well, and then you're gonna make moves like that, better be confident.
Mega Delta Force, JSN, and K9 are them. I'd like to see JSN get more active with DK in there, like today. DK should only be there to take attention off of JSN and Tylock.
Yeah, I agree with you on all parts, and I think really JSN's become, and me and Johnny were talking about this, I think he's our number 2 now, and that's tough to hear when Locke's been doing it for so long at a high level. But I mean, it's like we're watching the passing of the torch, and Locke's still great, and I'm not gonna say he's more than serviceable, but it's just the plays aren't there for him right now, and I know he just wants to win. I know as a leader that he is, he just cares about wins. He doesn't care about stats, so he'll be fine with it, and he'll help out any way he can. And but I was impressed with DK. Like, dude, think about it. The guy has an MCL sprain, and like he's back, and he looked pretty good, for having that injury.
Yeah.
And but again, you don't get a scout badge for suiting up. Like if you're fucking healthy, you get out there and play. And so, but he looked good I didn't see any instability or on any cuts and anything. He looked back, which is a great sign. And you saw what our offense looks like when he's back out there. And K9, love K9. Go ahead. What's this next one?
Keenan, start off with a whisper and gradually get louder.
Gino.
Okay,
He doesn't have that many Genos in there.
I gave it a few extra.
That's cool.
She's a method actor.
That's right.
I loved Spoon's play. This made my whole week already. Good to have DK back. JSN, a sneaky 110, though. Top 10 in rec.
Yeah. In receiving.
In the league, yeah. JSN having a season, everybody.
Yeah. And Spoon, he's always showing up incredibly every week with effort plays and that pick that led him breaking it up, that led to his pick. And then wait, Katie, popped it back up. There was one more thing. What was the we lost it. It's gone forever.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Yeah, I'm like 10-second Tom in 51st Days. Hi, I'm Tom. So I already forgot what I was going to say. But yeah.
Lost.
Okay, wait, hold on. I just want to say Brett said K9 having a season.
No, JSN.
Sorry. JSN having a season. Talk about that. I'll find this comment, but you talk about that.
Well, they talked about it. Top 10 in receptions. I mean, guy who, a bit quiet, probably coming into the league a bit understated maybe, but really finding his own. And I mean, some catches that just have you kind of jump off the couch. Like,
he's smooth, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Always coming back to the ball. He reminds me of a bigger Tyler. He reminds me of a bigger version of Tyler. And the JSN I saw in college before the hamstring injury was insane. Just like you couldn't catch him after he caught the ball. And so I hope he gets back to that kind of speed. He's still fast. He's still great, but he had rare ability. Even Garrett Wilson, Olave, and there was 2 other great Ohio State receivers that were there with him. They said JSN's the best one. For them to say that.
I found the comment back.
Yeah, does that jog you?
I just made my whole week already. This is something that I know that'll make Brett smile because it's been a long time. And I'm so excited for this week.
Yeah.
To do radio, other podcasts and everything, right? And talk about, because it's hard to talk about losses and try to keep people's perspective okay, but this is where we're really at in terms of as a team. We're still within a 1 game of everybody or a half game, all this, tiebreakers. But, because everybody's just the season's over. Who do you want to draft? I'm like, whoa, what? We still got 7 games to play.
Well, that's a good question for the audience out there. How are you guys feeling after this win? about this week, but about the rest of the season. You know, for me, this weekend, this is a perfect football weekend at the house here. The Huskies won. The Georgia Bulldogs, that's my wife's team, they won.
Yeah.
And here's your Seahawks. So,
And the Trojans won. All right.
hey,
Ooh.
Easy, Brett. Don't run by that one.
perfect. Well, I could sort of root for them if they're not playing the Dogs. I guess.
The only thing that would have been better is if the Patriots ended up pulling that one out against the Rams.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Would have been an unbelievable weekend.
Yeah, we got to get the rest of the division to start actually losing more. You know? Come on. Let's go.
Alina Doll.
What's up, Alina?
Geno doesn't need to write back. People are going to hate on him no matter what he does. I give him all the props for what he is able to do with what he is working with. Geno, the man.
Yeah. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, could you imagine being top 3 at your job and hearing on the radio every day that you suck from fans, from sportscasters, and like, could you I just want you to like close your eyes with me, if you will, for a second.
Yeah.
And you're just out there giving it everything you got.
Yeah.
And then the radio comes on, you're like, well, Geno sucks. And it's just like, wow, where'd that come from? Why uncalled for? I'm 19th highest paid, top 3 in many statistical categories. I make it make sense to where he's not good. I don't understand.
Vio Phase says, love the Dumb and Dumber reference. Tupa!
Yes, I appreciate you, Theo Phase. I love me some movie quotes.
That's one of the most quotable movies for me of all time.
Unbelievable.
Go all night long with Dumb and Dumber. The original, not Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, you're right.
We wouldn't pretend that one it doesn't even exist.
Average guy. Happy for the team. Can we get Ernest Jones?
Wait, did you call him Arnold? What did you call him?
We needed another Ernest movie. It's called Ernest Gets an Extension. Is that going to happen?
I'll write the script.
Okay. Yeah, send it to John's office.
Yeah, I think it's still a little too early to extend Ernest because I think we do have some cap restrictions. I think I saw a stat that said we're over until the year rolls over and like things open up and whatever moves have to get made. But I'm very impressed just from a sheer play and production standpoint and an attitude and like a response of those around him. Like when he hits somebody, he had one vicious one on McCaffrey today. Another one where he laid out to just like he gave everything. And that's the kind of effort and attitude you want to see, from your middle linebacker. And it's just going to raise everybody else's level of play. And he's already done that in the short time he's been here. So, yeah, I think this is definitely a guy for the future. And we'll get into it probably later down the road or whatever. I'm sure they're talking because it's going to be cheaper now than it is later. It's always the case. Like with all these, like the Bengals waiting on Jamar Chase and Jefferson up in Minnesota, like all these guys, like the price only goes up.
How many years would you do it if you were going to do it? Put your GM melon hat on for me.
You want to put my GM hat on?
Well, if only if it's sponsored by melon. Oh, there it goes. He spun it around. The melon is great forward or backward. This is a great.
Yeah, well, it's my GM hat because now I'm going to talk business.
Shirt.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
look at that.
Yeah.
Combo.
I would do either a 2 with a 3rd-year option or a 3 outright. Just because kind of like running backs, longevity is not really where it's at for linebackers. Bobby is an anomaly, right? He's a freak of nature. I really can't name anybody outside of him that's lasted this long. So, I know Ernest is still young, but it happens fast for the most part in terms of the aging process as a middle linebacker. So I would do a 2 with the 3rd-year option and or a 3 outright And I don't know where I would go price wise. You have to see what the market is. But yes, he's worthy of an extension, especially, man, he's 37 tackles in 3 games. Like, that's some serious production. And they're like downhill, go get them tackles. It's not like 20 tackles down the field type shit.
You got to figure they might want to extend him since he's a guy they went out and got. It seemed like, a target of theirs, someone that it's not like he's just a linebacker.
You don't want to lose him.
Their system.
And they're clearly not afraid to make cuts and make moves now.
No, totally.
Like, there's a lot happening right now.
Oh,
so.
they'll cut anybody.
Yeah, I mean,
they cut Steve Sargent the other day. I don't know. Did you guys read that?
What?
Yeah, they cut him. Steve Sargent. His key card doesn't work anymore. Say, get out of here.
How dare you?
Get out of here, old man.
Get out of here,
That's
you.
it. You're out.
No way. How dare you? Slap joint. Greg Olson is a hating ass boy. And I looked target.
Oh boy. Wait. Okay. So what are we saying here? Greg Olson was on the call. Seahawk fans hate Greg Olson. Did you know that, Lofa?
It's not news to me, but I've heard, maybe we've brought it up before, that they're not happy. Yeah. What happened? Did something happen?
I don't know. He took a dump in people's Cheerios or something at some point. They don't like that guy at all. I don't really know why. They think that when he is doing our games that he's unfairly biased and that he does shit against the Seahawks, but I don't really know why. And there might be some like dark room internet stuff here because I don't really know either, actually.
Okay. Well, he ended his career with us, right? He didn't play with anybody after us, right?
I don't think he did.
Maybe, I don't know.
Someone's playoff run or something, but I don't think so.
Yeah, or at least I can't. Yeah, he probably just salty because the Hawks kept him and the Panthers from a lot of wins because it felt like we played them every year and sometimes twice with the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
But
some people are saying in the chat that they don't like, or he doesn't. We don't like him because he dissed us after he left.
Oh, okay. So it was the end of his playing career. Like I'm guessing that's what it was. Like he took issue with us, and I don't think anybody's happy when their career is over. Can
I tell you something though? This is, and you guys, I don't want to sit here and I'm not even going to preface this by saying I'm a big Seahawks fan. I am a big Seahawks fan. I'm not going to sit here and say that.
Are you
But
sure?
I swear, I talked to so many of my fellow brothers and sisters, and my mom specifically also, who always say that the commentators hate on Seattle. But is this something that every fan base does when they watch a game and hear the commentators? Do you guys just always hear it? Like if we were all Kansas City fans, would we hear it? Well, no, not for that team. No, they love anything they do. But like
they lost today. They lost today.
Yeah, they sure did. But is this just something that every fan hears in the commentators? Because the NFL is unique, where you get supposedly unbiased commentators, national commentators for every game. Other sports, basketball, baseball, hockey, you get regional commentators for your team, and so there you go. But is this just something that all fans hear when they watch, or is this really something where the commentators are unfairly critical of the Seattle Seahawks and have been for years? Because I've been hearing this for at least 3 decades or more. How old am I? Maybe more.
Shh, don't tell Hollywood. They don't want to know.
All right. Well, I don't know if you know that, Lofa, but all Seahawk fans think that the commentators hate the Seahawks.
Austin Clare, I was so confident. I bought a Santa Clara 40 Winers shirt from the all-day store.
Yeah, you did.
Hey, D-Run showed up under 149 yards.
Hell
Do you think this game is a turning point?
Hey, shout out to you, Austin, for buying the shirt. The Santa Clara 40 Winers shirt will be for sale all season, so go buy it for future seasons, and thanks for your support. But Lofa, what about it, the run D?
Yeah, I think McCaffrey, he still had almost 80 yards. I think he was still at like 3 something, right? Am I thinking about him or K9? Maybe I'm confused.
Here you go. McCaffrey, 19 attempts for 79 yards.
Okay. Yeah, he still had 79 yards. And so I was almost surprised that Shanahan didn't stick with it more. but he's not really. He hasn't been healthy all season. But with the progress we showed from the Rams game, and then like, look, the Niners have like they've ran for like 200 a clip on us the last few years with like several 70-yard runs in a game. So to keep him 79 on 19, yeah, it was a big upgrade. They showed up, showed out, and just felt like we were all hitting at one wave, like just attacking and not people guessing like, oh, well, I think he's going to go here. No, shoot your fucking gap and let's go. Like,
I mean, numbers wise, we held their offense to, even Jennings, who seemingly was just going off. You look up, it's 10 receptions for 91, which is, that's very respectable game, but it's not going off by any means. I think he just had very timely ones that were sort of annoying.
There you go. He had timely ones that were like third down, and like with like Spoon draped all over him. Like it was just like tight coverage, a great throw by Purdy and great catch. So like, yeah, like you said, you hit a part of timely catches that like made you think, oh my God, there he is again.
Yeah. And even Purdy, I mean, 21 of 28 for 159, but
159
going off or anything.
I can't. He's had quarters like that against us.
Sure. It's the rushing yards for him, the 5 attempts for 40, and then just doing it when he in the again, like untimely spots. Yeah.
Timely. Yeah. Just extending the sticks and
frustrating.
Alina Dahl, shout out and awesome job to Jonathan Big Time Hank Hankins for that interception. Woohoo! Hawks organization, so cool to give him game ball for his newborn son.
Oh.
All his son's stats on his YouTube.
Right on.
All right.
Hey, right on. Hey, congrats on the newborn son. That's awesome.
Sweet.
Another all-day family member was born. Let's go.
First career interception for the big man. I think he also did not have one in college either. So
really?
Good
for him. Yeah. And he went up there and got it. Yeah. Thank you, Alina. Yeah.
Alina's back here. It says, is it just me or did the fans actually travel really well? I heard some really good crowd noise. It was awesome.
I also heard 40 Winers fans booing them as they went
I did hear that
time on their own home turf.
Ooh.
Can you imagine booing a team that's been to the Super Bowl that many times in a row?
They were up 7-6. They're up at halftime and they're booing.
Oh man. Yeah. I think we did travel well for this one. I think we were down there in force. Up there in force, whatever.
Everybody was taking Delta and they got their tickets from Epic Seats and Jimmy Seats. Boom.
Yeah. Speaking of seats, thank you. EpicSeats.com. Whether you're buying or selling seats, do it with EpicSeats.com. They have tickets to everything that's happening in the Northwest, but also around the world. If you're traveling, if you're international, if you've got an event, but you're in, or if you don't have an event, let's say you're just in Barcelona, you're like, what is there to do here? Just search on EpicSeats.com. They got stuff. It's a global company, Katie. Global company doing it well. Or let's say you want to go to Zach Bryan at the Tacoma Dome. You can do that too. It's not Barcelona. It's Tacoma.
I'm in Delaware. Movie quote. Let me know who has that one.
Fill up the chat. I already know that one. They got to put it in the chat.
Okay.
Also, let's see. The Trans-Siberian Orchestra. How about some holiday music at the Climate Pledge Arena on the 23rd? Or Wicked coming to the Paramount Theater 11/27 through 12/2. There's not just sports on EpicSeats.com. It's all kinds of stuff. Let them know that we sent you. It's EpicSeats.com, everybody. More comments. Go for it, Katie.
Smooth feet, Forsyth. Why do we have to describe the feet?
Well, because it was stone feet.
It was stone feet, yeah.
I just want
But now,
and then we used to have sweet feet.
people are into feet, Katie.
Oh,
Maybe we'll start an OnlyFans for stone. You never know. Katie's not into feet, clearly.
okay.
All right.
Okay. Smooth feet.
Just say the quote. What do we got?
The feet. What's going on?
Someone that went to the game said the stadium was like 70% capacity.
Ooh.
Only bad thing on defense was 3rd and long. I counted at least 3 times that we had them third
Yeah.
and 10 plus, and they still got a first down.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Johnny were talking about this. There's too much respect given in cushion as a defender. I was one of the slowest fucking linebackers, and I never gave that much cushion to anybody, right? Like, I never gave that much respect that, he's just going to run by me. No, I'm going to turn and run with him. Like, so I don't understand. That's a great point, is like, why are we so far off? Like, there was 1 3rd and 6. We were at 6. Everybody's toes were at 6. And then we started backing up. And then they caught it for 5 and fell forward. And now we're at 8, 9 yards depth, and we have to come down to make the tackle. He already fell forward and got the first down. Like, make him go past 6 yards, earn your respect, and like, I actually have to like turn and run with this guy. I don't understand that. It's been happening all year. That part I don't understand. Great observation by you.
Garrett Foss, do we think Bosa being out was the difference maker in the last few drives? If not, who or what was?
Bosa sucks.
Foss dog. Appreciate you, brother.
No, Bosa doesn't make a difference at all. Having him in or out doesn't matter whatsoever.
Oh, that definitely made a difference. Yeah, it's a huge factor. But to the point that it was a game-winning drive that Geno's done 9 other times, probably would have been 11 or 12 if we made, I think, 2 kicks over the last 3 years. No, Bosa probably, maybe he makes a play, but I'm not gonna go there with hypotheticals. But Foss Dog, one of the best golfers I ever played with, beast.
Well,
I
appreciate the comment, but if this is the final game of the year and he happens to go out with an injury, I'm not going to sit around and say, "Oh, we didn't do it with the best in there." I mean, you got to play the game that's in front of you, don't you?
Yeah.
And whether he's in there or not, who cares? You come out of there with a W, and
And I hope he's okay. Like, because we don't have to see those guys again. I hope he comes back and throttles the Cardinals and LA or whatever. But don't want to see injury on anybody. But yeah, it was definitely a factor. Like, it was definitely a difference. Just like you said with Kittle being out.
Yeah,
that guy's good for 2 huge plays a game.
Jonathan Smith, today he is Geno because he put the I in team and he gave us the win. I love Geno. He's such a drive to win, but he's such a cool operator.
Yeah. Highly competitive guy, fiery guy.
Would you call him Gino in the first one? Is that what we're getting at?
Yeah, GENO.
Because he put the I in team. I don't know. See, this is where my brain bounces all over the wall. It's like doop 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 doop.
Thanks, Lofa. You read that correctly. Thanks, Jonathan.
Thank Johnny Smith, all day family member. We appreciate you. But yeah, I have to like hold back my true thoughts about how awesome he is, because everybody's like, "Oh, you just love Geno." Yeah, because I know what I'm watching on the field. I know what the product I'm seeing, and it's awesome, and it's undervalued, especially for his contract. Like, I'm sure his agent is just laughing right now. Like, wait until we hit the open market, right? Because I think teams are gonna come calling, bro.
Bionic Giraffe 94, Geno for life. But the D really held us in this one. Go Hawks!
Yeah. Yep. Got to show up defense. I think Geno's going to get a lot of the headlines and a lot of the praise, rightfully so. I think we talked about the stats. I think that bears it out if you're just joining us. I mean, he's the story of the game on offense for sure. But the defense, I think, is really the story of the game, holding them to what they held them to. If we haven't talked about their stats very much, but even receiving, I mean, Deebo Samuel, 4 receptions for 22 yards and 1 run for -1 yard. Hello. If I stopped you on the street on Tuesday last week in Seattle with all of everything that was going on during the bye, if I stopped you after Connor Williams retired, right? And I said, hey, Purdy throws for 159 and Deebo only has 22 of those.
And we traded away our signal caller, our defensive signal caller.
Right.
Or we cut him. We just got rid of him. We traded one and then we cut the other one.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Very impressive with this defense, Mike McDonald, this defense staff, the young buck stepping up, T Knight. I mean, he has a very well-rounded game, and he was flying around all over the field. Excited to watch his continual growth, and Ernest he keeps putting up. It's not just the numbers of tackles, but it's like the quality of tackles at or behind the line of scrimmage.
Julian Love also.
Julian Love. Yeah, he laid the hat a couple times. Yes. He's awesome.
Shout out to him. Yep. He was on fire.
Alina Dahl, Lofa speaking the truth about GENO again. Thank you.
What? I said the same thing.
I don't understand how many times people want to blame GENO. Give him his due.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's because we talked about this last time, Brett. Like, you're following a legend. You're following the only Super Bowl winning quarterback in the winningest era around 11 years or 10 years that Russ was here. He was the winningest quarterback in the NFL. I think even more so than Peyton Manning in terms of just like games. Like maybe Brady might have been there because he played 20 years. But it's hard to follow a legend like that. And you know, it's not always going to be pretty, but he's put the work in, man. And I just, you know, you don't know what you got till it's gone. That's on. And I don't like speaking shit like that into existence because it happens. And then he's going to go somewhere else and like ball out and take a team deep into a playoff or a Super Bowl. And you know, if it comes down to the last drive, he's going to win it.
You mean
that's who he is.
Are you talking about Russ with the Steelers? Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about GENO. Like, I'm talking about GENO.
You could have been talking about Russ with the Steelers. 4-0.
Yeah, but Russ, he's 4-0. Yeah, that's cute. Russ ain't Russ anymore. And like, you want to talk about like turn the page? He's doing great. He had a good game, not great today. I think he had one pick. I don't think he scored a touchdown. I don't think it's the first time a team's won a game without scoring a touchdown. So like, again, people, like this is where I feel like I'm taking fucking crazy pills. Is like you're putting praise on someone like Russ where they didn't even score. Russ had a great game. No, they didn't score a touchdown. Like, put that through your head. And like, I love Russ. But I'm just saying, like, let's like talk about what's actually happening.
Cesar Tello, defense looking real good. Mike did what Pete couldn't in the last 2 years. Offensive line looks better. And man, what does Sharp even do? Good, slow ass.
Oh, come on. Come on. Ouch. Charbonnet today was 4 carries for 3 yards.
Yeah. And even he's great in blitz pickup, but we were talking about this the hall because one of my boys, and yes, he's a Bruin, my boy Jose Moreno. We were sitting there and just talking. And I was like, yo, what's up with your boy? And I was talking about Sharps. And I love Sharp, and he's a great running back. Sometimes I feel like he gets lost. Like am I freezing? Am I freezing again?
No, you're good. I read the chat.
Yeah.
I forgot I was muted.
Even the one that Bosa got the sack where he ripped her out, looked like Abe was expecting a chip. And it didn't happen. There was nobody. They were showing at the line, but nobody shot through the A or B gap. So it's like, okay, so help on the all-pro. And to the guy who has played one game in the last year and a half, Abe, like just help him out. And he kind of went up.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
He went up in the middle instead of look, okay, I took a step up. Nobody's coming. I'm going right back out to like hit Bosa and then check release, get out into a flat or a check down. And, you know, just even we walk it back to a couple weeks ago when he didn't know he was getting the draw and then turn around and we get a penalty on the punt because we only had 10 men on the field. He wasn't out there. And so like, I actually chalked that up to like, is it an operation thing with like, was he running over to talk to Grubb and the offensive coaches right away? Like, cause it's that first time staff too. So I take everything into consideration when I think about these things, but It looks like he's sometimes not there, but he is a special talent. He is a great running back.
Well, it made me want to just, talk about Kenneth Walker a little bit, because you look up at 14 attempts for 54 yards, but it seemed like more because, again, we talked about them with like timely type things. It's when the plays happen, right? Because 54 yards, it seemed like he had more. He had a long of 11, but the touchdown was great.
Awesome.
He had to have it. But he just, again, when you need to have it, he's there. The fourth down play, he made a guy miss and, gets around the end. When he makes that first guy miss, he's lethal.
Oh, because he's got the speed. I think he's clocked like 22 miles per hour. Like he's had one of the fastest times, like miles per hour. Even going back to his rookie year at the Saints run when he hit a 70-yarder. I think he hit like 21.9 or 22. Ridiculous talent. And like I said, don't want to speak shit into existence again, but like you see like what the Giants had with Saquon, and then he goes across interdivision, goes to the Eagles, and he's leading the league in rushing right now. And he overtook Henry. I don't know what Henry did today, but it sounds like Henry had a tough day against the Steelers. And I just, God, please just don't go to the Niners. If you don't end up signing here, go anywhere with the Niners.
Stop.
Speaking things into existence, Cesar is back in the chat. He says, "Yo, you guys should have me on the show."
All right, Cesar.
Okay. Hey. Yeah, we'll put it. We'll speak it into existence. We'll get you on there. Yeah.
P.O. Box 970, Burbank, California, 101. You remember when you used to watch old game shows?
Seahawkspod@gmail.com. It's way more easy.
Oh, yeah.
All right. When you used to watch game shows and they'd have these P.O. Box of VHS tape? No?
All right, Cesar.
Yeah. Grabbing, Dubsman says, grabbing a Weiner shirt for my neighbor for Christmas, who's a 49ers fan.
Yeah.
A rookie I love this year has been AJ Barner. Much love, guys.
Hell yeah. We had AJ on this week. Really good guest. He's a wrestler, if you couldn't tell. A collegiate style wrestler, a high school style wrestler. And just his whole attitude, the way that he came onto the show and the sort of just want to win and the competitive spirit that he showed. He was angry. I knew they were going to play well this week. You could kind of feel it.
Yeah.
And, man, just as a rookie on this team, he's really shown himself out to be a guy who's going to have a great NFL career. I think the future is very bright for him. And with some of the injuries that we have at tight end, he's stepping in and he's playing really well.
Did you see the way, speaking of wrestling, he didn't shy away from contact. It's him. He caught a ball. Someone's coming to hit him. And he saw Fred Warner, one of the baddest dudes in the NFL, one of the best middle linebackers. And he just ducked down and took it to him. And they got, the pile started to go back because there were so many people hitting him, and he just kept turning his feet. And then the line came to push, and then they got down to it was like third or fourth in inches. But that effort, it's like I said, he was angry when he came on the pod, right? He's like, I don't want to be average. That's the shit he was saying. Go back and watch it. There's something about this kid mentally, and I guarantee you it's that wrestling mindset and attitude. So I tell all these kids, cross train. Don't just choose one sport. You were doing yourself a disservice on this journey to being a professional athlete if you just choose one sport until they pay you to play one sport. That's when you stop everything else.
Alina Dahl, Lofa, Brett, does it feel a bit better that the Chiefs were brought down finally by the Bills? Yes. Only other team with the same record, the Lions, 9-1.
Lions are killing people. It just, put up the caution tape. It's a murder. Almost every time. I texted you guys today. I just said Lions. Jeez. Word. Man, they're just destroying people. I mean, it was the Jags, but they're destroying people out there.
They've been a 50-some to single digits, right? It was bad.
6, I think, was the final score.
Oh my God, that's a long tape to watch if you're the Jaguars.
Alina back in real quick. Lofa, since we played the Winers, KJ is hunting your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you know what? That is. He's probably hacking in here. I'm gonna send him a text after I get off this show. Hey, bud, how you doing? We had a great night on the All Day podcast.
The spirit of KJ's Wi-Fi. Yeah, take that, KJ.
Jared Benj, how far do we have to go to get GENO some respect? Divisional round win, conference champs?
Brett, I'll let you lead it off. That is a very good question.
Honestly, growing up my whole life as a Seattle Seahawks fan, or Seattle fan in general, for some reason it seems like when this fan base digs their heels in on certain players, they just dig them in no matter what. I'm not sure what GENO could do. I think it would have to be multiple banners, multiple playoff appearances at this point, really. But I don't know why. I'm not speaking to the why. Yeah. It's irrational.
Yeah.
I don't agree.
Saying what would he have to do? Yeah,
it is. I think that playoffs, to make the playoffs this year and to make the kind of run that this fan base would look for with a brand new coaching staff, I think that all of us need to sit in for a second how irrational that sort of that sort of would be for us to expect that. However, I do think that is what is expected. If it's not this year, it's got to be at least 2 in a row after this. I think a lot of fans will give you this first year with the new coaching staff, but then after that, I think they need to at least see playoffs and consistent playoffs. And like Lofa and I have talked about, if you're going to go out in the playoffs, that is what it is. How did that happen? What did the team look like in doing it? How did they play? I think those are all huge factors. But, look, this year, there's so much going on with this team, man, that I think, like I said, I think we all just got to play it week for week and be happy with what we get when we get the W's. And because these W's are huge. Every W counts now.
I'll answer the question. He's going to have to go to a conference championship and at least a Super Bowl for people to actually respect him, it's sad. It's crazy when you take everything in totality, of what's going on around him as a team, like defensively ranked, offensively, like where the run game's at or not at. That's what he's going to have to do for everyone to be like, damn, he is that dude.
But that can't be expected this year.
I'm saying what has to happen because the contract's coming up either end of this year. Like there's an option, I think, on it, right? So, and dude, there are going to be teams lined up to pay GENO big bucks.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. I think the new coaching staff, though, buys him a year right now, especially this year. Like if this was still Pete and that coaching staff, then I think, conference championship, Super Bowl or bust, like he's had a certain number of years in that program. At least the new coaching staff, I think, gives him,
you do, but do you think he's going to sit there at 19th highest paid again? No. So that's where it's like it probably won't happen, Brett. That's all I'm saying. Like,
I feel you. Yeah.
Like he's like, no, I'll just go over here, where they value me. And
Smooth feet, Forsyth. The league has adapted to mobile quarterbacks. Other than Lamar and Allen, all other running quarterbacks aren't that good. The last 10 Super Bowl winning quarterbacks are pocket passers. Mahomes doesn't even run that much anymore. We don't need a more mobile quarterback. GENO, and then he does the chef's
a chef kiss emoji. All right, so some praise for GENO here. I feel like quarterbacks right now, like they move when they need to. Even Mahomes, just pick up that sneaky first down when he has to. And you look up and he might have only had 28 rushing yards, but they were the
5 first downs.
Yeah.
No, and that's and when the game was on the line, whatever it takes, GENO, he used the legs, and I would like to see him not run for 50, 60 yards every game, but okay. If I'm back there, if I'm GENO and I'm back there, I'm like, okay, yeah, no one's open and we don't have any adjustments. Like I was saying, send people hey, just backyard ball, go deep. Because now all the coverage is sitting right there. Just go get 3 yards. And now it's, 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7, rather than first or second and 15, second and 17 because we're sacked or intentional grounding, some like bad things that can happen. And I think with what we saw today and him taking off a couple times, it's like kind of clicking of just like, okay, I just got to do whatever I got to do.
Well, and shout out to the no penalties again on the offensive side of the ball, especially because those penalties, can just set you behind the chains more than the defense can when you're taking a holding penalty or something like that. And for that offensive line to come together the way that they did under short notice like that and to not have the penalties, I think is nothing short of.
And they called those drive killers for a reason, Brett. Like it just, when you get behind the sticks, it ruins everything. Timing, rhythm, everything. Now the coordinators are like, all right, how do I just get 6 or 7 yards to have a manageable third down? But then also we've never given them really love around here, but shout out to Myers, man. He was a 58-yarder, whatever. He nailed that fucking thing. Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah.
Not supposed to mention him.
All right, shout out to special teams. I'm not saying anything about Myers.
You shall not be named. It's going well.
Dude, that thing was drilled.
You want to talk about piss missiles?
Yeah.
Alina, Brett, we are doing great this weekend.
Yeah.
Dogs won their 20th straight home game.
The greatest setting.
Sorry, Georgia needs to lose. So we have the number 1 record. Hawks won. Kraken won the last 4 in a row, including today.
Yep.
My dream? Sonics game.
Yes. Absolutely.
Go Sonics.
The shirt that Lofa's rocking. It's our all-day Sonics design. You guys can pick that up, alldaybrand.co. The merch is flying off the shelves. Actually, a lot more orders for the Sonics thing than anything else at the merch store, and more orders coming in this week. So pick yours up. You're going to start seeing it at games soon. And the offer still stands. If we see all-day merch at stores, I'll buy you anything from the concession stand on the spot.
Anything. He said anything.
Anything at all.
Yeah.
He said anything.
The Dogs are playing great. I don't see a number 1 ranking in their future this season. I think they're 6-6, so they're a bit out of that. But I'm just happy to see them get into some bowl contention. And let's take it to the Ducks this coming week. Rivalry week.
Nice.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, Let's go. Go Dogs.
Let's go, baby.
Hey, you guys beat UCLA. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Cole says, I don't want to hate on GENO, but 11 picks in 10 games.
Yeah. You Cole, you're right. I'm a man to admit when I'm wrong. I'm wrong. You were right on this topic. I'm sorry.
But we should ask Cole your question, though, because your question is great. Cole, who would you rather have?
Okay. I have another follow-up question.
Okay.
The Real Cheese says people docking GENO for 11 picks, which is fair. But how many were not his fault? Knocked at the line, bouncing off of wide receivers, miscues. I bet that lowers the count by a decent amount.
Yeah, the interception statistic, is very flawed. It does not take into account that the interception happened.
Yeah, there's no pretty interception. You're right. But I will say the one that went right off of JSN's hands up, that's on the receiver. That's on the receiver because hands should have been up here.
Yeah, maybe there should be like a 0.5 maybe.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of when Bosa beat a double team of Chip and our tackle. Like that one got sailed, and that's the one when we played the Niners here that went right to the safety. Like he just like fair caught it. So I really wouldn't put that one on GENO as bad as it looked as from a fan standpoint. But either way, no interception is a pretty one. The one he threw today was pretty atrocious. And I'm going to, for as much love as I give him and praise, I'm going to be honest when it needs to be honest. That was bad. Bad.
Alina Dahl, I moderate for @NorbCam, and the hate is even worse over there than here, especially on GENO. Shaking my head.
Better not be after this game. I don't know how it could be.
We like to speak positivity over here all day, and we also just like to be real. All I convey is what I see, along with the stats compiled, and what I visually see happening on the field in terms of time in the pocket, pressure brought, everything. I'm not not here to like fight for anybody that's not doing a good job out there. I'm going to tell the truth.
I also just think in this modern world that we live in of day-to-day ups and downs, can we all just relax and have some enjoyment in a Seahawks win today?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Against
I'm
our
so happy.
hated
Aw.
rival.
Aw.
20 years from now, you're not going to look back and go, well, it's a 3-point win. We eked that one out. No,
That feels good.
you won. And you
Yeah.
won on their turf. And that's
Yeah.
all that really matters.
We made a statement. We made a
think so.
statement.
Now let's go back it up, though. You got to back it up. You can't just, you can't you can't go over
Absolutely.
the rest of the
No.
time. So
Over
it all
to
depends
Tatupu.
on what you do next week, and we'll be here to be honest about that.
Over
But
to
right
Tatupu,
now,
nothing. I don't like that one. Normally, I like it when you use your name in a pun, but that
Over
one
to
I don't
Tatupu?
agree with.
That's funny.
I've used it when I've had a poor shooting day in basketball. Over to Tatupu.
Austin Clare Richardson won 12 hats for the all-day store. Please,
Oh, there's hats.
Okay.
there's hats.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure what the question is, but there's hats on there.
Oh yeah. Check it out.
Dubsman, another
You're
Dumb and
saying-
Dumber quote after today's game. So you're saying there's a chance?
Yep.
Yes.
There's more than just a chance, you guys. It's one game,
Yes.
and there's plenty of football to be played. And I mean, the
And we
division.
win this week.
The playoff. What more do you?
We win this week.
Let's go, everybody.
We at
Pack-
least win a share of first place, right? We win this week. I think it's like a share of first place with the tiebreakers and all that. Hey. Oh,
And you
did I
want to
get
be
booted?
playing, you want to be playing that kind of ball when it matters the most, which
Thanks,
is the end
Katie.
of the season. Did she boot you?
Yeah.
She's back now. And as the playoffs approach, I mean, come on now, let's go. Hey, I'll be the
Yeah.
first to admit I was down in the dumps. And then
What?
next time they lose, I'll
What?
be right back down there. But tonight's a
Yeah.
good night.
It was a great night.
Let's go. What else you got, Katie?
John Langston, the vibes today were
We had a
electric
GENO chant going.
with the GENO chants. How about GENO today with the Steph Curry night celly?
Yeah.
Also, JSN on pace for 04 receptions and 1,152 receiving yards. Ooh.
Probably 104 receptions, but 1,100 yards.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, just stepping up big. But yeah, the place when that drive, everyone was just chanting GENO. It was, and I was just like happy. Like I couldn't get my phone out in time to record it because then all of a sudden he was running it in and everyone just went nuts. I was like, awesome. I missed a great moment in time that a lot of people probably aren't having out there. They're pulling their hair out, right? And
Yeah, man. And if Geno's name was Burrow or Mahomes, then you'd be seeing that clip everywhere, all over the
Yeah.
internet. And it'd be
True.
followed by the night celly, and they'd be calling it the coldest celly to ever hit the NFL. And Good Morning Football would be just,
angry
tripping
runs, right?
themselves and the whole thing. And they better be tomorrow. And you better believe I'll be watching, and the all day family better be watching. And if they're not, you better hold their feet to the fire, because when this guy does well, he deserves the respect
They're
of every
smooth
other
feet.
quarterback that does
Yeah.
well out there.
They are.
We were 3-0 at the beginning of this season. I told you, because they were heaping all this praise on Darnold and everything. Where's the love for Geno? Well, here he is.
Yeah. You know what they said? They said we didn't play anybody.
Well, we did now. That's a division
know.
rival on their home turf. So let's see the respect tomorrow morning for Geno Q. Smith.
Yes.
Let's go.
Austin Clare says the hats is a style. It's a style of hats.
Well,
They fit the best.
Oh,
This
okay.
is, he was clear.
All right. We'll
Style
check
of
it
hats
out.
that fit the best.
Sweet.
Saw
Okay,
the homie
alright.
Alice. Alice has the hat. She was rocking the all day Seattle hat.
Hell yeah.
Smooth feet Forsyth. By the way, producer, I used to make fun of Stone Forsyth, calling him Stone Feet because of his footwork. It was terrible while he was giving up sacks. But now I compliment him every time I change my name. So it's not a foot fetish. However, I'm not. Now
it's
this is
not
just
a
me.
foot fetish.
But
Not
now this
now
is
a
just.
foot
But
fetish.
now this is just
No,
me talking.
no foot fetish.
But I can't because Brett, you and I, we used to have a morning show and we used to have a joke about sweet feet.
Yeah.
And so stone feet and sweet feet. And
I think
it's just-
Katie's the
it's
one with the foot fetish.
too much.
Yeah,
feet.
yeah.
You don't have to
It's
worry,
too much.
smooth feet. You're
It's
fine.
know.
too much.
You're fine.
It's my fault. It's not your fault.
And also, don't explain your fetishes, whether they exist
Yeah.
or
But-
not.
oh, yeah,
we're happy for you.
It's all cool, you
yeah,
know?
we are happy for you.
Hey, Katie, it's fine. You have a foot fetish, and that's fine.
I just get nervous when we start talking about feet.
You get all clammy when feet come up.
Dude, I do.
Oh man, you're like Rex Ryan over there.
I hate it so
Oh, God.
much. Stop immediately. Stop.
Next question.
The
Next
real
question.
Rob says,
Go ahead.
Rob, play that Seahawks anthem by Real Rob. Go Hawks.
okay,
Oh,
That's
also
our dog. That's our
do
Rob.
play
That's
it,
our dog.
Seahawks
What?
anthem. Do play it
do
out
play
there,
it.
everybody.
It's really good.
Oh, I love that. I,
Tell Alexa.
Real Rob. Shout
Goes
out.
hard.
Thanks
Yeah.
for checking in, everybody. Tonight is the night where you should be playing that at
Right.
12, volume 12.
Ooh.
Was that Spinal Tap scene?
Yeah.
Turn it up to
No, it's
11.
up to 11.
No,
Yeah.
turn it up to 12,
Ooh.
everybody. Let's go. Seahawks anthem. Shout out.
Shout out to Real Rob.
Alina Doll, dogs don't play quacks until November 30th.
Yeah.
I'm at number 1 for longest home winning streak.
Right.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. No, we got that. What, people coming after in the chat? I got your back, Alina. I knew what you meant.
No, I think she was just correcting you, Brett.
Me? What did I do?
Alina,
I don't know. At 6 and 6, I don't know if we're gonna be number 1.
correcting.
Never mind.
Also,
Yeah.
which is worse, being a passenger in Brett's car while driving in the rainstorm, or USC
Oh, God.
losing to the University of Washington?
You know, as painful as the loss was, I went live. I don't know if I told everybody this when it happened. I went live and I was just laughing. I was like, because a bunch of Washingtonians, they follow me. And I was like, this is where we win and you lose. And I turned it around and we came out in shotgun on the 1. And I go, we deserve what we get. And I turn around right in time for the running back to just get smoked for a 4-yard loss. And like everyone's going nuts. I just hit delete as soon as I could. But I still didn't fear for my life in that moment. And every time I get in the car with Brett, I'm telling you, clenched butt cheeks is all I'm going to say. It is.
I have a perfect driving record, though. Perfectly clean.
You're literally a professional race car
Never
driver.
had a problem. Never had a problem.
All right.
Relax. We'll get there when we get there.
You're literally a professional race car
You'll
driver.
be just fine. You're going to be in one piece. It's all good.
But Brett's the kind of guy, he wants eye contact when he's talking to make a point. And I'm like, Brett, hey, fucking this way, buddy. I can hear you. I'm listening to everything you're saying.
Too real,
Okay,
But
no,
like,
that is true.
we are
You
like,
have to make eye contact in order to feel heard. And it might be a psychological problem that we can address on this podcast right now.
so like, just say you're the passenger right now. Say you're the passenger from Brett's driving. He's like, no, but you know what I mean? Do you know what and I'm like, Brett, I know exactly what you mean. I go, look that way. Because we're literally like rubbing bumpers like we're racing right now.
I don't even have a response. I'm just gonna laugh.
Ladies and gentlemen, scariest shit I've been in some scary situations.
Also,
None
you're
more
not
terrifying.
alone, Lofa. People from Washington, there are numerous people. Our business colleagues are like, is he the worst driver in the world?
No, the
Or is he-
greatest.
He's
No.
the best driver. He's the
greatest.
best driver I've ever. Actually, he's the best driver. He's the scariest because, like, he's not looking at the road, which is like it's kind of impressive.
I
He's
don't
doing
even
the no. He's doing the no look drive.
the
He's
road.
like, oh, I got. Yeah. The road reads you. I got this, bud.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's
Dude,
so
I've got the handle, and I'm in my chair, just like making sure my strap is as tight as possible.
If I see someone grab the handle, I take it as a sign
Yeah, a challenge.
of like, I must be doing something good. Oh man,
The real
you guys
Rob.
honestly, you have no idea. I'm actually laughing because you guys have no idea how actually bad it is too. That's what I do with you guys in the car.
It's no. Imagine
Oh,
with
no, we know.
in the car. Lofa, I live in Los Angeles, California, with Brett Davern.
Oh.
If you want to get on the 405, it takes me like 12 minutes to get on the 405.
No.
It takes Brett 42
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. He
It's-
goes no huddle.
Oh my God. It's
Oh,
scary.
I've never been seen like that in my whole life. And you guys, you haven't lived till you've been live on camera on YouTube. People are just seeing you like that. You guys nailed me.
It's the best driver, Brett. I'm just telling you heart to heart. Best driver I've ever been with. But
Thanks,
it's
homie.
scary.
Best linebacker I ever watched, man.
Thanks, bud.
Hey, respect Caesar. Was the
Real recognized real.
game? Yeah.
Speaking of which, we just had a real Rob question pop up again. What was that?
The real Rob, Brett, and Lofa, show me some motherfucking love and play that damn Seahawks song. For the end,
you go.
we did that today. I'm just happy the Niner drought is over. Go Hawks.
I don't have.
Rob, we love you. We don't push the button.
I don't have my turntables. Yeah, I don't.
know if that is technologically possible, but if it is true and you're giving us your blessing, like I would love to make that happen for you. But
We'll play it next week.
Yeah. That's a
I will
question.
definitely
for
play it.
the
Yeah,
higher
'cause
up.
I don't know how to do this. I
I'm
can
not-
barely talk on camera.
I don't want to duck you on that. I want to give respect where
No,
respect is due,
absolutely.
but honestly, I don't know how to make that happen, but we can try.
But
Alina
we're
Doll.
gonna find a way for it. We're gonna find a way.
Absolutely.
So, Lofa, you're saying that Brett is doing that Cali driving up here in Washington? Brett, you live there too long in Cali. LOL.
No, see, and now this is the thing. No, I'm driving like I've always driven.
You've always, yeah.
It's not. It has not changed no matter where I've lived. No.
Oh,
It's,
he probably picked it up in New York when he was out there.
my mom listens to the show, and so she's going to be embarrassed by this. But my mom, and she's the best, and she would pick me up from high school. I was like, or maybe even earlier.
That Toyota
And-
Avalon will fly down the 5.
That's what she's got now. But back in the
Yep.
day, she had an Acura. And it was sweet.
Oh,
She would pick me up, and then she would stop a few blocks away after pick. This is all true, and you're not going to get in any trouble, Mom. So don't worry. She would stop a few blocks away, and then she would stop, and she'd say, "You can drive the rest of the way home." And I was like 12 or 13. I've been driving forever. I love it.
oh yeah. I was driving at 12.
We
I
were
was
going
driving
around
at
the
12.
corner. She'd be like, "You need to put your foot on the gas going around this corner. Come on, what are you doing?" Lagging.
I
a
was
little.
actually.
Like teaching me to
Wow.
accelerate through the turns and stuff. Shout out to Mom, keeping it real the whole time.
I think when I was like 14 or 15, I took my dad's car. Because like it had one of those, it was a Jeep Cherokee and it had like a loose ignition. So you didn't need the key to start it.
Oh,
And I was just like, I'll take this thing for a ride. I went to a friend's house, came back. I forgot that, to get gas. So he knew. Wasn't happy. but I mean, yeah. So I did that shit too.
Yeah, you have to.
Alina says, I disagree. I lived in SoCal near the 405 for 6 months.
Yeah.
I can still drive in the rain. Brett,
Ooh.
maybe it's just you.
Oh, I could drive. Don't you worry. I could drive.
Yeah. And Alina, his driving's great. It's incredibly great. It's terrifying that he never watches the road.
No, it's
That's all.
and he tailgates like a
Oh.
motherfucker.
It's like watching someone play quarterback. You just have to sort of relax and let it happen
But
to
it's
you.
the most stressful thing that could possibly ever freaking happen.
Yeah.
And you have
But-
to give yourself over to it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say, like, there's one time when we were driving together on the way to the studio, the pod, and like we are just on the bumper of the car in front of us, and both lanes on each side are wide open. And I'm like, hey, bud, like,
Make a
Should we-
different choice.
should we
I
go
would
around?
go Lofa.
Should we go around? He's like, no, I'm fine. I said, okay.
He just also I think he likes barriers in some weird way. Like I think he likes
he
a
loves it.
challenge
He
that's, like,
loves
right
it.
in front of him.
This is
We're
where
just-
Lofa will be yelling next question.
Yeah. No, we'll go next question. We'll go next question.
Fine,
Next
that's-
question. Yeah.
Equally,
All right.
no,
Well, yeah, wow, out here.
that was what I was saying.
Yeah, you said
that
now
it
a
was
foot fetish.
Okay, all right, but it
No
wasn't.
foot
It was
fetish.
no foot fetish.
No, he has a fetish for the person has a fetish for foresight.
Okay,
Right? It's not about the feet.
Okay, all
It's a
right.
joke.
Eagle's number back says, I'm late, but
Yeah.
I have to I have no stat to pull up and point at Geno for the win. And JSN is that guy. Statement win in the McDaddy era.
Honestly, Lofa, I jump in when am I blocking you? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, not at all. I'm agreeing with you.
Exactly what I thought as soon as I don't remember if it was as time was running down or as it was kind of clear that the Seahawks had secured the victory. They cut to McDonald, and it's exactly what my brain thought instantly was. This is the signature win, sort of the first signature win in his era. He's made the moves. He's clearly making the team what he wants to make it, and they came out of it with the W. And so, Eaglet Supper, you're right on it. That's exactly what I thought as well.
Absolutely. Hey, give John some respect now. John been taking some heat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
With the moves and what are they doing?
Yeah.
Well, it worked out.
Well, but I think it was right for people to ask the questions along the way because it didn't look like it was headed in the right direction.
I know, but but earlier on the season with all the injuries we've had, and it's we haven't hit in the draft. We have. They're just all hurt. Abe, third round. You don't find a starting third round tackle. That was hitting gold, and then he's just been hurt. Guy's a stud, just been hurt, and you can't control injuries. If anybody knows that, I do. But so, and there was other guy. Even go back over the last 5 of Pete's tenure, Chris Carson, stud, hurt. We got him in the 7th round, right? Yeah. There were several, even Penny, he stud, hurt, all the time. Poor kid. So we've had hits and just couldn't get them to the field.
Yeah. How many more we got? A couple more?
2 more. The real Rob says, I'm making an all-day anthem, so you have to play it.
Well, hell yeah.
We'll play both. We'll play the Seahawks anthem that you made, which is awesome, but then the all-day, we're in for it, man.
The Seahawks anthem is awesome.
Rob, we just literally don't know how to fucking do it. I'm sorry.
The all-day family.
I love you, brother.
The all-day family is loyal. They're consistent. They're always here. I love them.
And you can find that song on Spotify, so just look for it.
There you go. There you go, Katie. Yeah, let them know where to find it, please.
Find it on Spotify, because we don't have the technology to play it right now, but we do love you, the real Rob.
Yes.
Yeah.
We also love Alina Dahl. This is our last question for the night. She says, question, how many of you stop the car in the passenger side of the car? Alina, are you talking about, do I push the phantom brake pedal that is not actually there, but in my panic?
You pull the emergency brake if it's an old school. Pull the middle emergency brake.
I'm constantly, Brett drives a convertible, and so I'm constantly lking for the oh shit handle.
It's not there.
But it's not there.
Yeah.
It makes me fucking crazy because I
just calm down a second.
you're not a bad driver. That's not what I'm saying.
Excellent driver. Excellent. The best I've ever been.
But for real, I am looking for the phantom brake pedal a quarter of the time that I'm in the car.
Let him know.
Yeah.
This guy, pole
You
winner,
are a
pole
literal
dancer winner.
race car driver.
Yeah.
You are a professional race car driver.
Yeah.
And also to be a passenger in your car is
a joy.
An experience.
A dream come true.
It's an experience, is what I was
You're
going
gonna
to say.
get there in record time. I'll tell you that.
Listen, everybody, it's like the Seahawks season. It's going to be scary. There's going to be ups and downs. You're going to feel like you want to vomit at certain points.
Yes.
But if you sit back and relax, we're all going to get to where we need to go.
And you're gonna get a lot of eye contact. Lot.
Actually, that part I appreciate.
No. See, Katie, no, don't encourage this behavior. This is I feel like we made a real breakthrough. But bro was really shaking his head. He's like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, I know exactly what you're fucking saying. Just look forward, bro. Please look forward.
I'm entertaining. I'm trying to entertain in all different ways. It's a real gift for all the senses. Oh, you guys. We love all of you. Thanks for dropping by tonight.
Man, yeah.
Find us on social media. On Instagram, it's @alldayfamily. The Simply Seattle score giveaway, I don't think anybody nailed it. So that thing could be as high
Someone
as
had to. I'm gonna comb through that thing.
Listen, there's a lot of comments. I didn't look at it.
So many. I'm gonna look at it.
17 is a pretty normal score.
Normal, yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
kind of an average football score. So let's look through it. But Shout out to Simply Seattle. Shout out to EpicSeats.com. Delta Airlines, which I saw somebody in the chat. They said, "Oh, this guy, best airline in the world." No, he's only saying that because he gets paid. Yeah, right.
No, it is the best.
I fly them like almost on a weekly basis now. Never delayed. Knock on wood. Knock on wood, because I got to fly them this week. But just at the most comfortable seats, the best service ever. Delta
Superior
Airlines.
service.
And then also Bet Online, and Melon hats, the most comfortable hat you're ever going to wear. Melon hats. Go to melon.com. MEL.
We have a winner. Ace Awakener 121. You win the jackpot.
Ooh.
Oh, somebody won it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There was only one guess at 20 to 17?
I bet you there's more than one, but hey, 3 days ago, producer Mike just let us know.
Mike.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm sorry about the shitty Wi-Fi, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Well,
there's another.
Also, it looks like there's another. We will enter everyone's.
If there's multiple winners at 20 to 17, we're going to put it all in a hat. We'll draw it out even live on the air. So no matter how many,
we'll
that'll
be exciting.
Make it all fair.
We'll be together next week, so we can do that then.
We'll do it live. Shout out to everyone for joining the contests out there and for filling up the family and for buying the merch, everybody. The Cardinals game is coming up. It's at Lumen. You want to be wearing the shirt that takes a bite out of the Cardinals. It's on the merch store right now, alldaybrand.co. Go get it so that you can be wearing it in time for that game. And that's it. Shout out to producer Katie for being here. Shout out to Money Mike for being here as always. McNasty, part of the show as well. Elijah, the interns, Lofa, me.
Johnny Langston, everybody that showed up, all of you in the chat and the comments that showed up tonight. Shout out to you
for being here live. You guys are amazing. We love you.
Love you guys.
Keep filling up the chat as the days live on and send this link to your friends. We will see you. Preview of the Cardinals coming up later this week.
Spam all your friends, especially Niner friends.